Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Career Mode. Now if you guys missed that, I uploaded 2 videos yesterday, and as this one goes live, I might be on a plane or I'll be down in London anyways. I'm off to go play some Need for Speed in EA in Guildford, so it'll be exciting to go play myself some Need for Speed, as that's a game I've always played, but nothing will ever beat Need for Speed Underground. That game was just legendary. But as you guys can see, the board sent me a cheeky little email saying they support whatever decision I make. But, they're just letting me know they're a little concerned for the fact that Mbia does want to leave. But as you guys can see, I counter-offered previously with Arsenal saying I wanted 9 million. They just came back and they said, no, we refuse to pay 9 million. And I was like, no, you will pay 9 million. But the player I'm really looking at getting right now is Kurt Zouma. A lot of people were really happy with this push to try and get Kurt Zouma. A lot of people were, definitely supportive of me trying to get this centre-back, this young French centre-back. And with that being said, I had my game up against Swansea here. It was an away game, and as you guys can see, the team's looking alright. I still went for that 4-2-3-1 formation. I don't know if I'm sold on it yet. A lot of people recommended I go for that one as like my go-to formation in this series on Facebook. That's where everyone, was like, do 4-2-3-1. But I don't know. I quite enjoyed that custom formation I had going on the end of Season 1, where I had like a 4-2-2-2 formation, but it was a little bit more custom. But right now, Fellaini is injured, and he's out for, I believe it was 6 weeks. So obviously that's going to really impact the team. He got injured in one of the preseason games. I think it was against Getafe, or it was the very first game against Malaga, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, it was disappointing. But Muriel is just God. Enough said. I mean, he is so good in this game. I cannot wait to see him progress. I really hope he reaches the high 80s, and we'll be very lucky if he hits the 90s. But that's like with a few players, I have like the likes of Merkel as well, who I want to hit, the high 80s. But some really sloppy defending and some really nice passing from Swansea allows them to get the equalizer through Britain. And the Swansea team in this game is actually a pretty solid team. But as you guys can see, the usual sort of substitution, Matic, Sterling, and Ferdinand on. And obviously Sterling comes on. I really want to get his potential up. But I also like the look of Junior Hoylett. So for that reason, they like to swap in and around well. But how about that for a header at the near post in the 88th minute to put them 2-2. I went from 2-0 to 2-2, and that's another disappointing game for me, where I've gone, I've managed to do all the hard work and get myself a 2-0 lead and then just threw it away. But again, Kurt Zouma's club just refused to sell him for a price that I was really looking at. And as you guys can see, the board even told me between 5.5 and 6.5, so I went ahead and just offered the 6.5 in the hope that they'll decide to match it and allow me, just like Arsenal did there for Mbia. And that is a fantastic deal done there, because I do know that if I bring in Kurt Zouma, a young player who's definitely going to have a really solid potential on him, and then you also have the likes of Mbia, who went to around 82. He might go up to an 83, but he won't go that far. And if I manage to sell him for 9 million, then hopefully things will be good, and I feel as though I've done a good bit of business there. But as you guys can see, they finally did roll around for that 6.5 million, and we moved on to the contract stages. And as you guys can see, his wages were nothing. They were peanuts compared to what you'd pay for the likes of Mbia. So fortunately for me, it also freed up some wage space. And he was going to be an important first-team player ever since Mbia expressed his desire to leave the club. And as you guys can see, the player was sold. The contract offer was accepted as well, which is fantastic. And that makes for our 3rd signing of the season. We've had our 4th signing of the season, my apologies. That's excluding the free agents, I believe. That would be our 6th signing if we include the free agents, because we got 2 free agents. We have the left back Mbaye. We also have the center back Natasic. We also have the Kurt Zouma, and we also have El Shaarawy. Those are all fantastic signings. I'm excited to see what they can do for the squad. And Anton Ferdinand, he did do very well last season. Let's not take anything away from him. But he's not got that young ability. I still feel as though he'd be good as a starting player, but I definitely look to bring him off and bring on a new player quite often through the substitutes, because like I said, I do feel as though there's a lot of potential in this squad, and it's really got to be utilized. But as you can see, almost a £200,000 remaining wage budget and a 7.5 transfer budget. So there's definitely going to have to be, the point is going to have to be where I swap it over and bring it down to about 100,000 remaining wage budget and around a 10 million 10 million transfer budget. But as you guys can see, you know, I was just surfing the free transfers, and you know, these are the players that I decided to pick up. And you guys know I spoke about it previously in the little in the little like exclamation mark, the warning sign. It did say showing great potential, and the age of 19, a 70 rated overall center back. He was already worth, I believe, 1.2 million or 1 million plus anyways, and I decided, or 1.4 million as you guys can see on the screen now, and I thought that was fantastic, so I signed him up instantly. And again with Lee Jones, a 17-year-old 66 center attacking mid, and you know, he's worth 1.1, and I was instantly all over this guy. You know, I just wanted to sign him up, and for the, you know, 2,000 a week, that's nothing, that's peanuts for this club, especially with that sort of remaining transfer budget. So with that being said, those were my free agents that I signed, and that brings our total signings of this transfer window up to. But we know that it is not the end, and there still is room to move, there's still room to buy. And I actually decided to take a look at this last player here, but he just, I just couldn't make my mind up. I didn't know whether I should go in for him or not. But you know, the team is starting to shape up nicely. You guys know that it's a very young squad. I think what I might do soon is eventually tally up everyone's age and just find the average age of the squad, because I reckon it'd be really young. I reckon it'd be about 22, 23, something like that, because that is a very, very young squad. Also, another big comment that I found out recently was people were like, Cal, you know, you have a young team, why do you have Julio Cesar in there? And the main reason is I feel as though I can get another really good season out of him. He's solid, and he's doing a really good job at the moment. I also have Green, who's his replacement, and those are two, you know, solid goalkeepers. They're not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but they are a solid goalkeeper combination, both of those, so they can swap in and out. And immediately I go and I just put them on loan, because I don't feel as though they're going to have any sort of impact in my first team plans. So I decided, why not put them on loan, see how they do for a season, and they can always come back, and hopefully they've done better than they previously had. But I had my second game up against SV Reed, I think is how you say it, and this was the second leg away from home. The first leg I drew 0-0 at home to a team like this, which I really should be beating all day, every day, but it just wasn't meant to be. So with that being said, this was an important game for me. I felt as though, you know, something needed to be done. Muriel nicks it there and smashes one home in the 61st minute to put us 1-0 up, and the game will finish 1-0, and I was really chuffed with that. You know, although we didn't win by a big margin, and although we didn't batter them on aggregate or anything like that, it is important we just went through, and it was their first European game. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you have a cracking day. As you guys know, I'll be down in London playing for some Need for Speed Most Wanted, the new one, and I'm excited to play it, and that'll be on my second channel, some gameplay of that if you're interested. But I hope you guys all have enjoyed watching. If this could hit 3,000 likes or something crazy, that'd be awesome. And have a fantastic day, guys. I hope you do enjoy yourselves. Take a look at all those rescheduled matches. And it looks like Funny's returned from injury. Good times. Catch you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Staring at a blank canvas. Behind closed doors, no cameras. I gotta get my head down, move forward and never look back.